I'm Todd Haddon. I'm a foot and ankle surgeon with OrthoArizona, and today I wanted to take a chance to discuss a common problem we deal with in foot and ankle, which is a broken toe. We talk about our toes differently. The first through the fifth toe, we're going to be talking about the most commonly broken toe, which is the baby toe or the fifth toe. When people break their toe, the most common place for it to break is when you catch it on a door, a piece of furniture. Call them bathroom fractures because sometimes people will do it in the middle of the night when they can't see things and they hit the toe and it bends over. Sometimes it will dislocate, but usually it stays in position. The break most commonly happens where the skin ends, which is kind of right down here. Our toes are longer than they typically look on x-ray because a toe goes all the way from here to here. So when people buddy splint or tape a toe, often they're taping the toe together with adhesive and it's painful to change that. So what we're going to try to do is show a better technique to really protect where the break is located and an easy way for you to do it yourself. So we start out using a self-adhesive stretch wrap. This can be purchased online or at the drugstore, but it only sticks to itself. And one of the big things I'm going to preach during this is not to put this on too tightly. It's roll onto the roll so tightly that if you pull it right off of the roll, it'll end up being too tight and make your foot miserable. So what we want to do is lay it on the foot, pull it off, and just gently go around the foot 2 or 3 times. And again, noticing I'm not pulling it tightly. I'm just gently laying it on, capturing the toe. And again, the break is usually down about here. And then you kind of set that to the side. Ideally, we'll have some 1-inch wide pieces, a separate roll, or you can cut it off before you start. But what you're going to do is then take a single piece, grab the 4th toe, try to avoid any wrinkles, and gently wrap that to the 5th toe. And again, I'll say it again, not too tightly. And just kind of protect that, and that way you've taped the two together. And then you take your tape and wrap around this another 2 or so times, gently protecting the toe. End up on the top, tear it off or cut it, and then make a little fold so you can find it. If you squeeze it, you'll be able to notice if it's not too tight because it compresses. If it feels anywhere as close to as hard as the roll of your stretch wrap, you did it way too tightly. If it's uncomfortable, you did it way too tightly. You can do this with any of the lesser toes. The 5th toe is the most common, but you kind of want to wrap it to the next biggest toe upstairs. So if you broke the 4th toe, you'd wrap it to the 3rd toe to the 2nd. But 2nd and 3rd, you would still go together. We usually treat the big toes separately. I bring up the big toe separately for an important reason. Everyone always says, oh, you don't do anything for broken toes. The answer is we rarely do anything for broken toes. A couple times a year, I still have to pin one of the smaller toes that breaks if it's unstable. But the big toe almost always needs to be evaluated by a professional. You need to get x-rays and you need to make sure that it doesn't need surgery because we often have to do surgery on the big toe. So keeping that in mind, I hope this technique simplifies how to buddy tape or buddy splint your toes. And obviously, if you have any questions, reach out to your foot and ankle provider.